It goes back to the concept of the mother right versus father right. I talk about this a lot, but specifically when looking at that through the lens of Friedrich Engels, the origin of the family, private property, and the state, we see that the key factor in consolidating power within the state that the ruling classes take part in is within the oppression of women. Because if women reclaim their mother right to their lineage, right, then it's no longer about the father passing his property on to his sons. It's about the humanity, the continual lineage of the family, which, you know, if you want to argue about, oh, that's ideological, blah, 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 whatever, all right, the fact of the matter remains the same. The removal of the mother right was the operative portion in moving towards creating the state in which the ruling class can consolidate all of their power in the form of state monopoly on violence. This violence is always, always, always perpetuated upon women or any other group that may seek to annihilate the fact that our democracy is only bourgeois democracy. That's all it is. There is no access to democracy in a country that is filled with people that know nothing about economics or only know things about economics through the capitalist lens of economics, in which the almighty profit motive subverts literally any other motive of production, right? This again was born out of the ruling class's move to consolidate property, which was born out of the move from barbarism to civilization, in which men had to subjugate the mother right in order to consolidate familial relationship and familial ownership, right? If women are allowed to once more have the same free reign over their ability to create lineages and their ability to create people who can own property and who can create and produce goods, then they realize that the entire productive capacity lies within women. And as long as you can control women, you will always, always, always have a reserve army of people to produce for entirely less than what they're worth in every instance. It is simply the most operative way to sow division, to ensure that everybody feels that in order to even make it or even to have a chance at moving their family up from whatever class position they hold right now, it has to be born in women's ability to make children, right? They have to be the workers, they have to do those things. Every piece of ownership law still houses the same slavery and dominion over women and non-white or non-imperial majority, right? If you're not in the class of the imperial majority, whether that appears to be white men or whether it appears to be XYZ, if you do not fit that mold, then you do not get to have rights, because if you can move outside of the mold, then there is no reason for the mold to exist. Everything around us has to have a constant justification through funding, through money, right? There is no justification based on increasing quality of life. There is no justification based on objective reasoning. It is based on reasoning through funding. Only through capitalist economic reasoning do we create programs, do we create policy, do we deal with other countries. It is entirely through the schema of profit. And whether you want to say, well, no, and if you want to chime in and say something along the lines that, America holds the line on democracy and has democracy that gets spread. The only democracy that is being spread is democracy for those who make, I don't know, let's say $500,000 annually or more. And this becomes even more insidious as we look at the move towards corporate inclusivity, where these companies seek to bastardize and reclaim that inclusivity within the legal confines of bourgeois democracy, which is secured through the bourgeois law, which is written through the economic profit motive. That is to say that this is the crux of the issue everywhere. It is the crux of the issue with the trans question, in which if the bourgeois democracy legitimately entertains the idea of a non-solid binary gender spectrum, then the operative ability to oppress and subjugate women into birthers, to create workers, to create producers for the capitalists. Nobody wants to say it out loud, but we are cattle. The only operative way for you to move about without money is to have the genetics to be used like prize cattle. Look at the people who get to move from one class to the other, or at least have the perception of class mobility. They either occupy a very specific genetic pool, or they occupy a very, very specific lineage in which you can trace it back to the creation of the state. Thank you for letting me use your comment to comment on this video that one of my lovely friend's mom had a question about. I love talking about this. Thank you.